we just have this hate relationship, you know. We just can't stand each other, which is a nice dichotomy. Banter always keeps things fun. Yeah, it does. It really does. It's just that I don't know about you, but I find like as I said, I'm an older guy, right? You know, I grew up in a world where you look at visual cues, you listen to what someone's saying, and then you could work out whether what they were saying was actually meant to be offensive or meant to be a joke. You know, I was able to take an Englishman, Irishman, and a Scotsman joke and take it for the humour, not for the connotation that it was come across in or could be taken offence to. So I don't take offence to a lot of things. Like a guy I know from Birmingham, we always take the piss out of each other. Yeah, exactly. You do. You literally do, and it's funny. You know, there is a fine line between, like, you know, doing it to hurt or just doing it to laugh. I've never, I to this day, I never ever have said anything that could be taken as like, oh, that was a bit nasty, you shouldn't have said that. And I've never had anybody come up to me and turn around and say, I just have to ask, you know, that comment you made, did you mean it? Because I've been very lucky. I'm a big guy, and I'm like 6'2". I used to weigh 35 stone. Yeah. And then I divorced my ex-wife and lost a lot of weight. No, I did actually divorce my ex-wife, but no, I did genuinely used to weigh 35 stone. I'm now 10 stone down because I've lost a lot of weight, because I've realised that, you know, dietitians and stuff don't actually know what they're talking about, but that's another subject. The only issue I have now is because of all this medication, I keep forgetting what I was saying, which is really annoying, because I know I was leading up to something quite funny there, possibly. We'll have to move on from that. But yeah, the general gist of it is that Craig's here. He's like the cat that you fed once, you know? Just saying. Right. Okay, let's go for number 3. Wow. You know. Do you know, it's funny, I've made that joke a couple of times, right? And you can tell when you're in a room with younger people, because they're all like, what are you talking about? And when you're in a room with oh, actually, I found out, sorry to change my, I'll say this, when you're in a room with slightly older people and they get it, it's like you can tell the age of the room. But I found out the other day that we actually now have our own pronoun now, or whatever you want to call it. We're Gen X. We finally got in with the cool kids. You know, we are Gen X. I got to be honest, I don't know about you lot, but I actually like that, being Gen X. I feel like I could actually join the X-Men now. We're Gen X. I found it out the other day. It's great. I love it. Because I'm not going to lie, I wasn't particularly happy about being in Gen Boomer. You know, is Gen X less offensive than Boomer to you oldies? Yeah, well, yes. Well, to be honest with you, I don't care what you call me. You know, I don't care. But yeah, I do much prefer Gen X because it sounds more futuristic, more sci-fi. You know, it's like, oh, it's Gen X. Wow. You know, because anything is better with an X, right? I mean, a couple of X's means it's even better. Check out any porn video. You'll see that I'm right. My superpower is moaning. Yeah, moaning. Honestly, I agree. Being a millennial sounds so obnoxious. It really does, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, you're just a millennial. You know, so dismissive. But he's Gen X. As soon as you say it, it's like, wow, what's Gen X? That sounds cool. But if you tell me to say you're a millennial, it's like, okay, we won't bother Googling that. Depends on the type of moaning. Yeah, no, I made that mistake with my wife once. She said to me, well, why don't you moan in bed? She said, it's like, you make me feel so useless up here. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. So then the next night I was like, okay, love, here we go. You do realise you've missed all of the cobwebs in the corner over there. You haven't dusted the Jester drawers in ages. And quite frankly, you made me feel like the Hoover was broken. And honestly, not even that went down well. I just can't win as a man. I'm technically... I knew that was going. I'm technically Gen Y millennial. I was raised in Gen X style, so I do. Whoa, hold on a minute. Are you trying to genderfy what generation you're in? I'm pretty sure someone's going to get pissed off if you do that. You know, I'm just going to throw that one out there. You know, I'm not getting into that debate, but you know, just tread carefully. I'm a Zennial. I can't. I've got to stop laughing for a second because otherwise I'm going to go over my line. Can you see why I don't get many viewers now? Because you know these people they come in here and he said what? Okay, unfollow. Let's go, everyone. I'm a Zennial. I like that. I'm a Zennial. Zennial. Zeleni. Oh, yeah, that word. Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I just think that like today, that humor's been lost. Humor has been like vilified as the catalyst for hate and nastiness, you know. But when somebody gets up on stage and he makes a joke, be it offensive or unoffensive to a certain demographic, you have to understand that when people laugh at it, the comic has literally made his point. Granted, there are certain subjects that you probably should avoid, but again, it's supposed to be humor. And at what point did we come to a society of where we want stuff cancelled because we are, or I am, offended of it, so no one else can enjoy it? When did your want and your need override the needs of everybody else or the wants of everybody else? I just think that was such a dangerous precedent to set. And it happened. But what can you do about it? As Jackie Chan once said, absolutely nothing. But we could moan about the world all day long. We could moan about the country. We could moan about everything. It ain't going to make any changes. And no matter how I politically feel or you politically feel, until we start sticking together, it's never going to make a difference. So hence the reason why I come on here and I paint by my numbers. And I accept my little plot of life and enjoy it as much as possible. And being on here, talking to everybody, makes me feel absolutely on top of the world. So as far as I'm concerned, I found my little niche and I'm going to stick to it. I'm not here to get rich. I'm not here to get famous. I'm here to just have company, meet some awesome new people, which I'm doing now. And it's great. It's lovely. And that's all I want. Well, that and a toilet seat made out of solid gold. That would be handy. You know, I feel like my posterior needs the royal treatment. And I don't think I'm unreasonable in saying it. So what's everybody up to today? Is anybody up to anything exciting or groundbreaking or life-changing? I'm curious to find out. I've kind of gone on for a bit now. So I'm going to make an awkward silence until someone types. I feel like I need to get that countdown music. Nah, just No Man's Sky. Yeah, I kind of, well, I put it on the other day because I haven't played No Man's Sky for ages. I played quite a few hours with it when it first come out, and then throughout the updates throughout its life cycle, right? And I've really enjoyed the game every time I played it. And I picked it up the other day because I was so disappointed with Starfield that I wanted to play it again. But I might start playing Pokemon DLC that came. Oh, do you know, I've never actually played a Pokemon game. Never played one. And I kind of feel like I've missed out on the whole thing because my boy's actually been collecting the new series of Pokemon cards, and he's done a particular set of them or something, and he has them in a little plastic folder and stuff. Me too, me a poker nerd. I only been playing Pokemon the past 2 or 3 years myself. Really? See, I was going into a GTA server, right, where they used to allow you to collect Pokemon cards and the Pokedex and stuff. And I loved it. It was one of the biggest reasons I went in there every day, was just to get my Pokemon cards and then collect them all and then categorize them. And I loved it. And it was like, is this something I need in my life, considering I live off of my entire credit card? You know, I haven't seen a note in so long. I actually don't think I'm going to mind when we lose cash because I don't remember what it looks like. So ladies, how would you best get me to break my Pokemon cherry? What would be the best game for me to start with? I got a Nintendo Switch a few years ago and started picking up some of the Pokemon card packs collection. So I have a Nintendo Switch, and I have to be honest, I played the first Zelda and I played a bit of Mario Kart, which is nowhere near as good as the old Mario Kart. I'm sorry, but that's just a fact, right? And then I never play it. My missus plays it or used to play it all the time because she had that Animal Crossing, but I haven't touched it in ages. The lady in me said, let's go Eevee. What's Eevee? See, I have the utmost respect for women. I call them ladies. I'm still, and I'm sorry, right? I've seen all the blurb about don't call women sweetheart or darling or whatever else. I'm sorry, right? I am 48 years of age. I have hard enough problem learning new things, right, in life that I have to learn. If you think I am going to try and tell my subconscious, you know, that thing that you've been doing your entire life, yeah, which is like thinking that you were being nice to women by calling them love, sweetheart, darling, and whatever else, well, you have to stop. I'm sorry, but that's just not on my list of priorities anymore. So I love women, and I do believe that they should be called something nice, because let's be honest here, ladies, gonna stick in your camp for a minute, right? There are plenty of arseholes out there that take advantage of you on a daily basis, okay? So it's kind of nice to meet somebody that actually goes out of their way to make you feel special. Open your door up. My wife, and I just noticed chat's going up, I am going to catch up on it in a minute. My wife, if she was here, she could tell you every single morning of our married life, and before we were married, I text her every morning, good morning, sweetheart, how you doing? How you feeling? And every night before we go to sleep, whether we have an argument or not, we always give each other a kiss goodnight. And that's basically because of me, because you never know if you're going to wake up in the morning. And I don't care if we're having a row. I never want to be sitting there thinking, I wish I'd have given her one last kiss. So that's me. I'm that guy. Right, I got a Nintendo Switch. Lady was if the cards interest you, maybe wholesale. Yeah, my boy just did that. He bought a massive pack and it ended up was like half price. Yeah, so that's a good tip for anybody else. Well done for that one. I'm a hairy, bald, fat bloke, by the way. I mean, you know, it is what it is. There's nothing wrong with that. What's it? If it's the games, remake of Pearl and Diamond is a good start. Let's go Pikachu and Eevee. Okay, that's okay. So for his gender issues from a couple of days, I think. Yeah, yes, I do. I made a bit of a faux pas the other day, of which I felt so bad for. But no, call me whatever you want. It's only a problem when a person calling me is them being a creepy. Yeah, no, I get you. No, I completely understand. Like, it was when I used to be able to go out, and I go out. I used to go out sometimes in my little mobility scooter, which are great, by the way. I've got to tell you, they're brilliant. But like, I'd hold the door open for when, for the ones that weren't automatic. Otherwise, what I do is I just put my scooter in front of the door so it stays open. It's like, yeah, I opened that door for you. Say thank you. Hello. But it was kind of amazing. Like, women, when they look at you, it's like, what are you holding the door open for? And I think one woman actually turned around and said, I'm quite capable of opening the door myself. And I said, well, of course you are. You've got the same appendages as I have. And then I turned around and said, I was just doing it to be nice. And it just kind of bugged me. It was like, really? I don't know. Problem is that everybody's completely different, and it's these days you're expected to know what the person's thinking before they do something. I'm quite outspoken. I have my own beliefs and stuff, and yes, I do rant about them sometimes on here, but I don't expect anybody to agree with me, and I do open myself up for conversation for changing my mind, right? But no one will ever tell me I can't say or do something, unless, of course, I know it's something that you shouldn't do, I am my own person. Right, number 7. And I do go on a lot. Like, sometimes I'm a little bit on the quiet side. That's usually because I'm not feeling too good. And then other times I'm like this bloody Duracell bunny that just goes on and on and on and on, never shuts up. And you wish was back to being like the other guy. I'm thinking when I do this in future, I'm going to have to change my glasses. I think I should get the just my up close ones.
Supplies!
Supplies! Hey, Cone, how you doing, buddy? Lovely to see you back in here. How are you on this auspiciously fine day? I'm okay. I'm having pain-wise, I'm about the same as always, but mind-wise and whatever else, I've been helped to feel a lot better today. So today's a win. So we're going to be I'm doing some paint by numbers now, because my granddaughter is, as you know, and as I keep saying, chomping at the bit for me to finish this. And it's about all I feel like I managed today so far. It's just like yesterday. So yeah, today's a win. Today is a good day. Got air in my lungs. Got coffee in my belly. And everything still works. So that's a win. I'm okay too. Been busy with work, so looking forward to Friday and being chilling on Starfield. Oh, nice. Well, actually, Cone, it's funny you should mention that. So a friend of mine has recommended to me to get some, I don't know if I told you this already, and if I have, I apologise, but they recommended for me to get Mod Manager, right, and actually mod the game and put DLSS in there. And then like to mod the other stuff in there that I'm particularly like annoyed with, like the bullet sponges, and just little bits and pieces, So I started doing that yesterday, and I'm going to put on the high def packs as well, and then I'm going to continue on where I left off. The way I look at it is I might try and finish the game, right? And then give like a final review of the game in my opinion, because then I might be able to turn around and say, because me, I don't mind being wrong, and I'm quite prepared to change my mind. And if I get to the end of the game and I'm like, do you know what? Actually, I enjoyed that. And then I can turn around and say, okay, in my video, I said that I hated this and I didn't like that and I wasn't going to play this and whatever. However, I got to the end and realised that, you know, it actually was this, or it actually wasn't that, or I was completely right in what I said in the beginning. I ain't making a snap judgment on like a tenth of the way through the game. Maybe unfair. Even though, from what I gather, most of the internet agrees with what I say. But off the back of you saying it was a good game and you're enjoying it, I was thinking, like, am I just following the other people? So I decided to do that. And we shall see what comes of it. So I'm going to have to get on that at some point. It's just that when I'm not feeling too good, it's difficult to sit here and play a game. Like, Paint by Numbers is difficult enough to concentrate looking between the lines and stuff, but it's also a little bit awkward when you're trying to concentrate on a game and take everything in. Because as you know, like us men, we're really good at multitasking, despite what women will have you believe. Right, that there. So I'm actually reaching the point in this now where I'm having to pull this down and see, look, you can't even see the top of the picture still. That's the top. That's how far we've got left to go. I'm kind of thinking it's not going to be long. Probably the next Paint by Numbers where I'm going to have to turn this around. And we're going to have to start working upside down. I don't know what to do. Maybe what I should do when I turn this upside down is actually turn the camera around, but then that will make my left and right hand be in the wrong place. I don't know. I'll see what happens as I'm doing it. So how far have you got in Starfield, buddy? So I'm quite near the beginning, as you know. Right there. There, Starfield. No Man's Sky is a space game for me. Yeah, well, you see, the thing is, right, is that the biggest problem I had with Starfield, right, is that we have games like No Man's Sky. Okay, and that's fine. I love No Man's Sky. But when I've watched all the blurg on Starfield, they kind of said and intimated and hinted towards that Starfield was going to be a bit like they didn't make direct comparisons, but they made it sound like it was going to be the middle ground between Elite Dangerous, right, Star Citizen and No Man's Sky, right? And nobody ever mentioned pretty much that it was going to be like a Fallout game. It was supposed to be something new. At least this is how I understood it. Now, I'm also quite prepared to admit that I might have been wrong and that might be my fault for it. But I've heard this echoed by other people as well. And then you find out that the claims that they've made in there aren't true. And it's basically another Fallout game, but in space. Right? Now, I just want to start by saying this. I have no problem with Fallout games. I like them, with the exception of 76, because, yeah, we won't even go into that. But I like Fallout games. And if it was marketed as that, then, you know, overlooking the glaring issues and bugs and stuff that the game's got and had, right, I wouldn't have been damning on it and like, you know, down on it at all. But it wasn't. I haven't played Starfield, but that's the vibe I got, was Fallout. Yeah, it is, exactly. It is Fallout 4 in space. And like, I was one of the few people that I'm beginning to find out now. I really enjoyed Fallout 4. I loved the game. I thought it was brilliant. I loved the story. I loved playing it. Me and my wife have both completed it. You know, I really enjoyed it. So I've got nothing against those games. It's just that when you kind of tell me it's going to be one thing and then it turns out to be quite another, it's like, it's kind of not what you said. And I just feel a bit jipped. I enjoyed 4, but I prefer... Right, okay, I haven't actually played New Vegas. I own it. I finished the story and on New Game Plus now. So, oh, really? Still enjoying it? Okay, see, now, Combe, do you see what I mean? Like, I'm prepared to go back because I honestly, like I said, I'm not too proud to admit when I'm wrong. It doesn't happen very often, I'll say, but I will go back and I will try it again, because if you're on New Game Plus 3, that means this will be the 3rd time you've done it now, and you're either a psychopath, which I don't think you are, right, or I've missed something. So I am definitely going to play through it again. But can I just also turn around and say thank you for coming in and telling me? Because a lot of people get really annoyed when somebody makes a comment based on their own opinion, right? But you haven't turned around and said to me, oh, you're wrong, blah, 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 and unfollowed or whatever else. What you've done is you've gone, I kind of disagree, I've been really enjoying it. And then you've come in here and you've given me your experiences. And I'm sorry, but your experiences are more important to me than any game reviewer or YouTube video. You know? Because I can actually talk to you and ask you about it. So I just wanted to say I appreciate you doing that. New Vegas is an amazing story and has some of the best DLC. Also, graphics not great today, but mods exist. Yeah, that's exactly why I got the mods thing for Starfield. And then my friend turned around and said to me that you can mod the hell graphically out of Fallout New Vegas, and he's turned around and said to me, you absolutely have to play the game. And I have to confess, I'm actually thinking about playing, doing an entire playthrough of it on stream. Because I kind of wonder how many people would come in, because I'm not the world's best games player, right? 48 years of age, leaves me mind as it is. You know, I'm not the world's best gamer. And I found out a while ago that people actually like helping. And they're prepared to come in and sit and talk to you and say to you, no, don't do that. Go over there, do this and do that. And the help is so appreciated. So I might just do a playthrough on there. Opinions like arseholes, everyone's got one. And it usually stinks. Yes, I agree. Your opinion different to mine, therefore your opinion sucks. Yes, that's very true. No, I would not do that. People are going like different things and I don't mind either way. Yeah, no, I get you.